Hey, welcome to Bikes, Boats, and Bivouacs. We're spending some time at the Lazy K Campground in Bechtelsville, Pennsylvania. Okay folks, we're hitched up and ready to go. We're headed to the Lazy K Campground in Bechtelsville, Pennsylvania. Years ago, it used to be called Schlegel's Grove. Okay, so we made it to the Lazy K. We were in Site 24, which is water and electric. You can see we have everything set up. Harley's having lunch. Nice site. There's a fire ring, picnic table, which is new. Of course, that's my cooking table. Brought Callan's stroller because he's going to join us. Cooler full of drinks. And of course, this is a catch and release pond that we're going to fish in. That is right behind the camper. Now, the water's a little muddy because we had a lot of rain a few days ago. But I liked the site, it was level. I didn't have to use any leveling blocks side to side, so that was good. Now this lower section was the original Schlegel's Grove, and these sites are water and electric. So you do have to use the dump station. But there is a pond that you can fish on. It's catch and release, and then on the other side there's a small stream. And actually at the end of this drive you can go out onto a road that used to be a pass-through road, and when the bridge failed they chose not to replace it and they abandoned half the road. So there's really no traffic on it. There's only 3 houses on the road. So that makes an excellent place to take a walk. And we walked with Callan down through there and saw blue heron, a bunch of little ducklings and the mama duck, some horses in the fields, stray cat. So there's a lot to see taking that walk down there. Now this section didn't exist back when I was a kid in this area, so this is the newer section, and because it's up on the hill and partially wooded, this whole section has water, electric, sewer, and cable. So these are full hookup sites, and it's, you know, a lot of terrain up here and trees, and it's a really nice area. If you're new to camping and you want a place to try out your rig and you want to have a full hookup site so you can take your time dumping your tanks, this would be the section I would choose. Once you're comfortable dumping your tanks, then you could drop down to the lower section by the pond, and you know, you could just use the dump station when you're done. So they have kind of the, you know, the best of both worlds. They have this mountainous wooded area for sites, and then they have the lower flat sites near the water features in the park. When I was a kid, and this was Schlegel's Grove, the upper section where we check in and the bathhouse and the dump station is, and all the full hookup sites are, that didn't exist. It was just this lower section that existed. And this was part of the campground, but was sold off. And the current owners have just acquired this property, and they're going to put 55 more water and electric sites down here and 10 tent camping sites. But this will help out for, you know, weekend campers, the weekend warriors like me. Really glad to hear that the current owners are really upgrading the park. It's clean. It's nice. Lazy K, they do have a bathhouse for you. Here is the bathhouse. Very clean, very modern. And of course they have 2 shower stalls and a changing area, so that's nice. Very clean. Of course they also have women's room, which we are not going to go in. Over here is the dump station. There's the dump station. Now you come into the upper section, and this is the check-in office right over here. And they do have a laundromat. So here you see the laundromat. Very nice. Here is the office. So in the office, you're going to be greeted by Karen. Karen will help you find the perfect spot for your camper, because remember they have wooded sites that are up on the hill, and they have sites in the lower section near the pond, and they're going to have 55 new sites by the second pond, hopefully within the year. So this is their office. They do have some stuff for sale, sweatshirts, t-shirts, and the appropriate things that we always forget when we're camping. So you're always greeted with a smiling face by Karen when you come in the door. I'd like to review Lazy K Campground in Bechtelsville, just outside of Bechtelsville, between Bechtelsville and Boyertown. I'll talk about the pricing first. Tent sites, $34 a night. Water and electric sites are $40. Water, electric, cable, and sewer is $42. And then winter campsites from November to March, $48. If you want a 50 amp service, it's an extra $3 a day. If your rig is longer than 40 foot, it's $3 a day. And then there's a charge for people that are visiting or staying beyond the capacity. I think they allow 4 people per unit. And if you pay in cash, you get a $1 discount. And there are discounts for staying during the week and also for staying for the month. So the longer you stay, the more discounts there are. You really have 2 choices for sites. You have the lower level, which is where I'm at, right on that pond. And those are the water and sewer sites and the tent sites. And then in the upper section, water, sewer, electric, cable, and up there is the bathhouse and the office. So, not a real large campground, although they are adding an additional 55 sites in an area that belonged to the campground years ago and was sold, and they bought it back. So 54 more water and sewer sites are going in, and 10 more tent sites are going in. There's not a lot of amenities at the park. It's more, this campground is more about just relaxing and getting away. However, there is, you'll see I was fishing, I'll put that in here. Lazy K, you can catch a bass in the catch and release pond right behind the camper. Also, this is actually near where I grew up, so we'll take a motorcycle ride over to where I grew up. So put that in here. Now for this ride, I'm on my 2013 Harley Davidson Switchback, and I'm using a GoPro Hero Session 5 mounted on the top of my helmet. Sometimes I'll put the Sony FDRX 3000 on there, but I do like that little GoPro. It's very light. I also use that on my hat clip when I'm fishing. But here we're coming out of the lower section, and we're going to turn right and head on up the hill. Now they used to have a little camp store that had candy and ice cream, and we used to walk down this road to grab an ice cream bar, and I remember this walk taking forever. It seemed so far, and of course now on the motorcycle I cannot believe how close we lived to that campground years ago when I was a kid. In the wintertime, we used to sled down this hill when school was closed and they'd plow the roads. We would just come flying down this hill. So it was a good place, but this is the neighborhood that I grew up in on the right-hand side. It's just two dead-end roads, but there wasn't a lot of traffic that would continue to come through here. So it was relatively safe to ride our bikes back and forth on the road. We didn't have to worry about it. We had a field below the house where we would play baseball after school every day. And then also nearby in Boyertown is the Colebrookdale Railroad, which you can take a ride on the railroad. So here's a clip of that. And the Boyertown Auto Museum is also here, and it's a wonderful location, including an old-time diner that's in there. Sometimes you get pie for 25 cents. So I'll put that clip in here. Now the Bel Air diner is just up the street from the campground, and they serve 50s food in that, you know, Arthur Fonzarelli sock hop Happy Days kind of theme. And the food is great and the milkshakes are great, so I would strongly encourage you, if you go and stay at the Lazy K Campground, you have to spend one night getting something to eat at the Bel Air. Nearby there's a lot to do. It's nice for riding motorcycles in this area. There's fishing right on site, and of course now that they've acquired the other section, there's a pond on that section, and we used to fish there as kids, so that'll be nice. It's quiet, the sites are large, so you know, I do like that. Overall, I would stay here again, especially when they put the new sites in. The site was level side to side. I didn't have to do anything. So this one definitely gets a thumbs up for me. How about you, Harley? Thumbs up? She just wants to eat. If you like this video, consider subscribing to the channel. It's free. That helps me out a lot. So ring that bell. You'll be notified every time I put up a new video, and give the video a thumbs up. That helps too. But more important than all that, go have some fun out there. Thanks for watching.